Hey everyone, let's start that again. Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. I'm in new digs today. That's what's throwing me off. Anyways, today's going to be a little bit different. We had a last minute cancellation, and unfortunately, we'll have to rebook our guest. So today's going to be an AMA, Ask Me Anything. If you've got questions, if you don't have questions, what we're going to talk about is the fourth quarter going into first quarter, and I'm going to touch on a little bit of Google Business Profile. Now, hopefully, our guest for Monday is a Google Business Profile expert. We haven't got 100% confirmation, but we're going to just start talking about a few different things and the new interface with Google Business Profile this episode. Okay, so welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with
Okay, Marina, how are you? I hope you got lots of questions today. All right, Kels, where are you?
All right. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to the podcast.
It's
Good
you
to see you.
and me.
It is, yes. Welcome, Marina, of course, as well. It's good to see you, as always. And let us know where you're watching from today. And like we said with Norm, if you have any questions about today, we're doing kind of like a live Q&A session. Our guest had to reschedule for today's episode, so you got us today. So if you have questions, let us know in the comment sections. And of course, as always, make sure you smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up if you are excited about today's episode. Also, don't forget to join our Facebook group. That's Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and eCommerce Collective. Sorry. And also want to thank everyone who came out to the webinar last night. We had a great time with John. It's always great to see him. And it's just part of our new thing we're trying to do. We're trying to just get as much value as possible and have these great webinars and trainings for you guys. So there should be another one coming up in January with, I haven't said anything about it, but I'll announce it now, with Zon Guru. So you have that to look forward to into the new year. I think that's about it.
And one of the things that, because this is new for us, bringing you these live training webinars, if you could give us your feedback, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What's good? What's bad? What's ugly? I only got to catch the tail end last night, the last 15 minutes or so, but I know John always delivers. But it's just something that we want to make sure that anybody joining the webinar, they're feeling like, it was well worth it. And we want to make sure that we can pass that on to our guests too, what you're expecting, for the training. If there's something that some people are doing wrong, then we like to talk to our guests about, like for the next one, what they can do to improve it. So anyways, I think it was a real success. We had lots of signups last night. And just again wanted to thank John for doing everything, and you, Kels, you did a lot on that as well. I'll give you a compliment once in a while.
Thank you. Well, we're gonna be
still the boy blunder, though.
Of course, yeah. We're gonna be sending out the live replay too. So in case you didn't miss it, I know it's kind of at a weird time with 7 p.m. So a lot of people probably, hanging out with their families. So we're gonna send a replay too. So if you missed out, you can get that then. And welcome, Rad, as well. It's good to see you as always. And this, like we said before, this is a live Q&A with Norm. So if you have questions about fourth quarter 2023, let us know. This, if it even if it's not Amazon related, you can ask about the podcast too. We kind of go in about it. Anything you guys like. Marsha's here. Good morning from the Techno Dino. Oh, Marsha, busy setting up a double account. Awesome. Good to see you. And so as we were saying, if you have questions, comments, let us know. Good to see Luke in the comment sections as well. And just some feedback from the audience. I know it's been kind of a hectic 2 weeks now, just downloading with the YouTube episodes and moving everything to the Facebook page. So I'd like to hear, is it okay now? Have you guys figured out the new format? I know we've had some late starts this week and, just running around. So I hope everyone's been able to see the new episodes and enjoy and yeah. But without much, I think that we got everything else covered.
Can I
So yeah,
get
I'll
you?
get going.
All right. Okay. Very good. Hopefully the mic is okay. The mic that I brought ran out of batteries, so Kelsey did tell me there's a bit of beard brushing against the mic that I'm using. So hopefully it's not too annoying. One of the things I want to know from the audience is, did you explore outside of Amazon this holiday season? And if so, what channels were you? Like, I know some of you, Rad, you have a Shopify store. Is anybody on Walmart, Etsy, eBay, Target? I'd be curious to see what's been happening and letting us know on that. We could dive into that. And also, Kelsey, for this episode, instead of batching the questions until the end, let's bring them up as we go, because they'll be relevant to the topics because I don't even know where we're going with these topics today.
All right. So we got a question from Marsha that just came in. What are your 3 best tips for regaining momentum after being repeatedly delisted? We are back on, but getting back to where we were remains a mystery. Yes, we are way, way, way out of Amazon.
Okay, Marsha, one of the things, and I got to be careful when I say this, but you get listed, maybe you can create a secondary listing with this. So I don't know how many reviews you have, but I know your product and it's been pretty tough. With most products, what I would suggest is that you create a second listing. Either it's a little bit different or it's bundled differently, and to see if you could drive some traffic. I would definitely be looking into PPC. Okay, so again, I'm not sure if that's a problem for you or not, but PPC, making sure, absolutely 100% sure that everything on your website is optimized. If you don't have enough, and it's being reestablished, go over to the Vine program and get them to write some reviews. Or what you can do is bundle the product and get the Vine program to create some reviews for you, just like we've been doing that with our products. Drive external traffic. Right now is a perfect time for you to drive external traffic from different platforms. I don't know, but I think your product is pretty focused, or could be pretty focused for a Pinterest promotion. So that's something. Also, when Goer Chaudhry was on, he was talking about Twitter for taking a look at Twitter ads right now, very inexpensive. Your product is really, really suited for TikTok. I think your product, especially the round cylinder, I can see a lot of fun things happening with that with TikTok influencers. Those are a few things that I would be doing, but making sure that everything on that listing, it's so important. If you're enrolled and you can do the A/B experiments, do that with the listing. You want to see which is the best image possible. Lifestyle should be no problem whatsoever with your product. Get some people, happy people, not grumpy old men, but happy people using your product. And also in that slide deck, the benefits, maybe the features, lifestyle, how to use it. Maybe people don't know how to use it. So hopefully those are a few things that we can that you can do to help bring back your product a little bit. And you need sales. So, that sales velocity is very important. Double check your listing. And we are not keyword stuffing, but we are definitely putting in 2 or 3 keyword phrases with a benefit in the titles. And then we are doing quite long bullet points with keywords. We're putting keywords into questions. So people ask questions, we write the questions and send them out to either repeat customers or somebody who can ask the question. Anybody can ask a question. Add the and then add the keyword phrase in the answer as well. Also related videos. Do a bunch of related videos. We just got a ton back and they are awesome. I can't wait to release them. They're going to be really great looking. But those are a few things that you can do just for your listing that is definitely going to help get your product going back. And don't forget, check out the indexing. If you're on Helium 10, check out their listing indexer to make sure that you've got as many possible words indexed as possible. So there's a few things.
All right. And Marcia says, Norm, thanks so much. I value your expertise and appreciate you. We appreciate you, Marcia. Thank you so much for joining in. And like we were saying, this is a live Q&A today. We had a guest have to reschedule due to personal reasons. So ask your questions. This can be anything Amazon e-com related. Even if you just want an opinion on something, let us know in the comment sections. If you want to know backstory behind the podcast, you can ask away about that too. It's just an open Q&A. We got another question from Marina here, which we can dive into. And Howard also says, thanks for all the counsel and feedback. Thank you, Howard. And from Luke, Norm, you look so ominous in the dark room, which I gotta agree.
This is my Halloween podcast room.
All right, from Marina. If an Amazon customer contacts me through Amazon asking a replacement part or some customization, and the only way to help him is to direct them to my website, how do I word the reply not to break TOS? That's a good question.
So the Amazon customer contacts me through Amazon. That's an interesting question. I know for the response, unless this has changed, and if anybody knows that if this has changed, let me know. But in the response, square bracket, important square bracket. I'm not sure if you could just direct them over to the customer service. I believe if it's a spare part, there's no problem with them sending their information to you so you can send out the spare part to them directly. I don't think that's a problem. Now, this is where the seller candy would come in perfectly, because they would know this and be able to contact Amazon right away, get an answer, or Jeff Schick. And there's lots of other places out there, but those are the two that come to mind. I don't think it's breaking TOS because it's a spare part, and you can answer questions like that. So if it comes down to warranty, spare part, not an answer, but I believe you can get the address information and send it out directly to them. So I'm not 100% on that, and whenever I'm not 100% on something, I'll let you know. But Kelsey, we could probably check with Jeff or with Seller Candy to see what they have to say on it.
And let me just check this link. John did give a special coupon for Seller Candy from the webinar last night. So if you are interested, you can sign up with this and you get, I think, a pretty good discount. I think it is an affiliate link. We want to be transparent about that, but check it out here.
But don't forget, Marina, so if it's not on Amazon, that's fine. If it's a spare part that's needed for their product, it's the same thing. If it's instructional or if it's a spare part that's needed, then I can't see what's wrong with that. So you could send it to them directly.
And just for our audio listeners, Marina just responded if they need to buy something that I don't have on Amazon. So,
right.
Okay. Next question from Howard. Best way to further explore connecting with an Amazon influencer for travel products?
Oh, just reach out to Lunch with Norm Deals, Howard, but I know you already have. Anyway, this is exactly why I'm doing a series on TikTok. It's starting. We moved the goal back a bit to January 1st, but we've decided that we're going to go out and help Amazon sellers find influencers. And this isn't a service. This is just a daily journal on what I did right, what I did wrong, and just help you learn. Because we're doing this right now with Soap Club, and there's a couple of channels that we typically go out and work on, but we want to explore all sorts of new channels, and I want to give that information to all the Amazon sellers. So it'll be a 1 or 2 minute daily journal for the next year. And also, if you're looking to become an influencer, it's also going to show you ways. Like, there's already been 1,000 things that I've kind of smashed my head against the wall with, but we're going to be passing all that information on to you. Now, to go out and get influencers, let's talk about this question. So you want to further expand connecting. One of the things that you can do with influencers is check out either hashtag travel, hashtag vacation rental, hashtag, and you can pretty much see the influencers within that space. You can also download the app SparkToro, and you can go to different competitors and see who is influencing or who their demographic is. Another real simple thing that I like doing is just going on to Google, and you can just talk about, you could say travel influencers, but travel blog, vacation rental blog, and see which ones that come up popular. And once you find a blog, you can always reach out to that person, but you can also use the what's called the search operator called similar. And if you put similar colon and then the URL, it'll pull up all the blog articles that are very similar to that influencer. So you can go and explore that. Now, these are probably large blog articles that you could look for, but then you can do very similar when you go into Instagram or Facebook. Look for the groups and see what they're talking about, or get the lingo of the group. You can go into Instagram and see the large travel blog followers or travel influencers. TikTok's the same way. One of the ways you can do this is following and commenting. The other way is just to reach out directly and just say that you like the personality. Don't make it a form email going out. And I'm sure Marsha, Tony's probably on here right now. They're doing a lot of this. I know they're reaching out to a lot of influencers, but it's not a simple. The second and third paragraph can be, but you want to make it custom to the person. Fill up their ego a little bit. Let them know that you have the same sort of personality, or you like the feel of their social media network. Anyways, those are a few things that you can do, but I would really recommend for a month or two, download or use SparkToro. That's probably the easiest thing that you can do.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Also,
look at Luke's. I got the perfect answer for him.
all right, so from
Luke, I got the perfect thing for you.
All right, so on the influencer topic, is there any type of agreement form or something of that nature that you use when setting terms and expectations with an influencer?
Yes, and yes. So when you have an influencer working with you, first of all, you want to make sure if they're just putting it on their network, if you can put it on your network, if there's codes associated with it, I don't know why you would do this, but some people try to remove the codes or try to manipulate it where it looks like it's just theirs. That's definitely the wrong thing to do. So anytime you use anything from an influencer, they should be credited for that. But there are templates out there that you can get. And these templates are at creatorslegal.com. And if you go to AppSumo, I'm not sure, maybe Kelsey, you can check, but if there's a special on, there was a special on, and they gave you a lifetime membership, I think, for a ridiculous price. And it was for everything. It was for podcasts. It was for influencers. It was for social media, anything that there's any form of creative. So maybe you want to become an influencer, they have that side of it. Or if you want to hire an influencer, they have that. Now, there's always some revisions that you want to make sure, but it'll give you a good idea. Now, are templates always a good way to do things? That's better than not. I know that we usually customize it. One of our influencer agreements, I just paid a ton of money because I wanted to make sure it was 100% accurate. But I don't think for the most part, you have to do that. You can go out, and I'm not this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer, far from it. But check it out. These templates, they're all sorts of them. And if you just want one, you can go in and buy one. I've got, through AppSumo, I've got this membership where I can get as many as I want downloaded and created. So check it out.
All right, and Ionette is joining us. Hi, guys. Hi, Ionette.
Hey,
Good to see
and
you.
right back at you.
Also, I don't know if this is something that Howard would be interested in. This is probably, something that would take a lot of time and work, but going back to his how to like find Amazon influencers, you can also browse like amazon.com/live/browse, and you can sort through categories. I don't see a specific travel ones, but there's like fitness, cooking, featured creators, and you can go through and select the different creators. If you go to their storefronts individually, they usually have at least one link that might go to like a YouTube channel or their Instagram page, and then that's where you can like reach out and contact them and see if there's something that'd be interested in. So
I think I might have good news here for anybody interested in the Creators Legal.
all right,
I got it right here.
All right, so the site I put up here, but Norm, if you have the coupon code or
it might be available. I didn't have a chance to read the whole bloody page, but it might be available right there at AppSumo still. And
Okay.
if it is, it's probably the best couple of bucks you'll spend, because it's got, if you're a musician, everything, it's in their catalog of templates.
Okay, and then about going back to Howard's, Rad is saying there's a trade show for travel and leisure. I see lots of vendors. Check it out; might help you as well.
Yep,
thanks,
point.
Rad. And Rad has his own question. Amazon delisted our product. We tried many times to relist the product to no avail. If we get a new GTIN number with color, can we relist the same product on Amazon?
On the record, off the record.
It's up to you.
So you could do that, Rad. I'm not going to say if we've ever done it or not, but anyways, that's one way of doing it. But you have to remember, if you got delisted, suspended for some reason, why, and make sure it's corrected. Was it wording? Was it something that they just didn't like? And typically it's the wording, right? There's restricted words, especially after COVID. So you have to be very careful how you word it. And Diane Bolster comes on and she's talked about this plenty of times, where you can kind of get to the subject without actually saying the word. So anyways, you can go ahead, try that, and see if they'll allow that.
All right. And Andrew Smith is here too, all the way from Ethiopia. Oh,
he was just in Miami a second ago.
And I was just watching some of the highlights from this game, so good to know. All right, Ina says Diane is the best. Yes, we got to have her back on. That's
Yeah.
Also, I guess this is a good time to ask the audience: are there any guests that you would like us to have back on? We try our best to go back and grab guests and continue having them on. But uh, yeah, if there's a specific guest you found that you had a lot of value from, let us know, and we can go and make that. We can send an invite to the person right away.
Yeah, and
So
I was just on AMPM podcast. This is it was a fun kind of back and forth bantering with Kevin, but I believe it's coming out the 15th if anybody's interested. And we've got to get Kevin back. He's always a laugh to talk to.
all right, so Ian, it says Brandon and Diane. Yep, those are two
Yeah,
winners there. I think Brandon we had on maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we might have to give him a bit of time. But Diane, I think, has been on maybe 3 months ago by
yeah,
now.
something like that.
So might
Time
be
to get her
good.
back. Okay. Are there any other questions, or do I get into another topic?
I think that's it for questions for right now. So for those just tuning in, we're doing a live Q&A today. So if you have questions, comments, put them over in the comment sections. Whenever there's a question, we're just going to pop on, read it off, and answer it. But if not, Norm is going to go down one of his rabbit holes. And yeah, all
Okay.
right. Floor is yours.
Oh, thank you, Kelsey. So, anyways, let's talk retail. We are going to be having Taylor Offer on, and he's going to be talking retail. Uh, Old school, like when I was working with press releases, you would tell people how you were doing your product launches or how you build your authority. And you could tell people all day long what you were doing. And then at the end of it, nobody would take advantage of it. That's the same thing with retail. And I see, retail expert here, Marsha, on, but I've been working with Taylor Offer and his partner, Aaron, for a little while, getting to really understand. Now, I've had a Walmart vendor's number. I've been in CVS, Eckert's, a bunch of them with other products, but taking Amazon that next level and not selling one unit at a time, but to mom and pops, a case or two at a time. For the big boys or the big box stores, it could be a ton, container or containers of product at a time. So I'm going to have Taylor on, but I'm just wondering, or Taylor, I'm just wondering how many people are going into retail right now. How many people are exploring that? This is something that's very dear to my heart. That I think this is old school, unsexy. People aren't even thinking of it because the buzzword, the gold, people think is at Amazon. And for a year and a half, we've been saying omni-channel, 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 and then retail. Is anybody in retail? How's that going for you? Are you able to have, what are you doing for cash flow? Because sometimes that could be tough. Anyways, that is a topic I want to open up. If you're not, I'll move on to the next topic. And let's talk about, while this is going, if anybody does have these, was there a question?
Oh, I'm just seeing some of Marsha's comments. Just she has a shameless plug.
Okay.
So we'll give you a shout out, Marsha. Sure, why not? Stable will be appearing live on the online shopping platform Market Live on December 13th at 8 p.m. I want to give a free gift to any Lunch with Norm followers who joins the chat. See you then. If you happen to be available, feel free to check it out and drop questions, comments. And Marsha left the link over there. So let's give Marsha some love. You can check it out. And yeah, awesome. All right.
Okay. And there's something else Marsha just mentioned. I don't know if you can.
We just designed a counter displayer so we can go into mom and pop retail. Would love to chat with anyone who has a great manufacturer's reps looking for new product lines.
Okay. Also, there is an app that Talor is working on with a buddy of his who helps you find and extract the owners of mom and pop stores. So there's hundreds of thousands of them in the US. And, some of them are general, some of them are like pet related. Everybody's got individual pet store owned, in their small town. I know we do, but it's pretty cool. There is a monthly subscription. I don't know too much about the app, but again, if anybody's interested, we could get Talor to post it in the group. He's part of our group. So, okay. Doesn't seem like there's too much interest in it, but please take a look at it. I'm hoping that we can get him on within the next month and start to talk more about this. Okay, let's go to Google Business Profile. I'm hoping that Craig Darling will be on Monday. We're reaching out to him right now. I was hoping he could kind of fill in today because, big announcement, Google Business Profile has completely changed. I went on the other day and everything has changed. I tried to log in and I could only see my profile. I couldn't see anything else. And if you don't know how to navigate, for those new people going into it, it's going to be very easy. It's all right there. But if you're not familiar with it, or if you are familiar with it, you're going to, what the heck? How do I get in there? How do I get in to add users? That part is not user-friendly at all. There is a way to do it, but it's a little bit different. Adding information, adding your brand. And I'd love if anybody wanted to talk about brand and Google Business Profile, because I still get that argument that you can't do it. And absolutely you can. We are doing it. We're doing it with multiple brands. Other people are as well. Oh my gosh. What, Marcia, or what's this Hawaii thing? Oh, Tony. Yeah. She's from Kona, where I lived for 5 years. So, anyways, yes, it's Tony Sykes. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, she's also very good. Like her whole network as well is exceptional. So, anyways, check out Google Business Profile if you have not gone to and started Google Business Profile, which used to be Google My Business. It is something that you're missing out on. It's free SEO. I checked it out yesterday, and because I was talking to Craig about it, saying, there's some really major things happening here. And in the last month, 2,400 people have gone to the site, Google Business Profile, and went over to wherever, probably the podcast or the website, or I was shocked. The other area for the soap, we had Traffic Ninjas on, right? Sylvia was on just recently, and she after the call, she looked at our soap website, and she goes, "How are you guys doing this? You're ranking for all of these keywords." And we told her, well, content, and we publish all that content on Google Business Profile. So the beautiful, really nice part about it is you put everything you want, the descriptions, hours, any posts that you want, any events. You probably see that with this podcast. We put up that as an event. Excuse me for a sec. Any blog articles, any of that. Soon as you publish it, it gets indexed. And if you have images of your products, you can target those images with a URL. You could target them over to Walmart, over to Amazon, over to your Shopify store. I usually try to change up the image, but technically it could be the same image. And you get ranked in the search carousel when somebody is buy Rad's product. all of a sudden you're there, and you might be ranked a few times because your photo gets ranked. All you have to do is remember to make sure you have a keyword in each photo, and do that on Amazon, by the way, as well. All right, so I think I talked enough, because hopefully Craig will come on and we can have a whole session on that.
All right. And we do have a couple questions coming in. Also, I just want to point out, I don't know if you've seen this yet, Norm, in the Facebook group. But Steven Selikoff just posted like
I
his AI
saw
photo. So good. So good. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Looks like your twin.
it. It
Um,
it actually looks like a cross between Steven and myself.
yeah. We should get you to do that. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Um, all right. From Marina, what are the first steps to take when you decide to sell your business? Someone is feeling burned out.
Are you feeling burned out, Marina? Um, okay, first steps. Uh, I would probably contact a broker. Okay, and if this is for one of your products or somebody you know, let us know, because we do have some good relations. But contact them. They can show you how to what you need to do to build your valuation. Okay, so it might be accounting, it might be SOPs, it might be optimizing your listing, doing whatever it takes to get to a point where you might be able to add an extra zero, or something like that, to when you do want to sell. Now, like Joe Valley over at Quiet Light, I I've worked with him for some time. I've known him for some time. He's got an excellent service. Um, they don't charge you for that. They want your business to succeed, and hopefully in return you go back and use that business. That's probably the first thing that I would do. So accounting, SOPs are not going to get you an extra zero, but it just makes it that much easier for somebody to say, "Oh, I could just walk into this business." Um, and then going through your listing, and cutting out stuff that you don't need. Like if you've got those tools and stuff that you're expensing that you just don't need, get rid of them, because at the end of the day, you're going to miss out on extra money because you're paying for all these expenses. But I think Joe is coming on again. I think he's put together a small series of videos for us, hasn't he, Kels?
Yeah, he's we have him going to be releasing like a YouTube video
Yeah,
out, which reminds me we got to get that set up with you. But yeah, I think we should have him on soon. We can send out an invite as well to him.
yeah,
Marcia's also saying, Marina, make sure your books are perfect and you can defend all your numbers. Numbers will make or break most deals, which
right.
is yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so going about like with what Marcia was talking about, just talk to your accountant. Like, make sure if you don't have it set up properly for e-commerce, that could be a real nightmare. Also, your allocation, like with your charter accounts, make sure you go to an accountant to take a look at that, to make sure that's set up properly. Maybe it's not set up right, and again, people are going to look and criticize your books. Also, all your invoices. So I know I was selling a business back in 2000, and I wasn't properly prepared. So when they came in for due diligence, they're going to put you through the ringer. They want to make sure everything's okay. Your sales tax is okay. Have all your paperwork either digitized in a folder. So if there's invoices, supplier invoices, certifications, all of that in place. You probably want to let them know. You want to let them know the good, the bad, the ugly. So have you been suppressed or suspended? Yeah. If you have, why, and what was the plan of action that you did, and have you been ever since? How long that was, and ideally you want to go out with a bang. You want to be going as sales are increasing, not decreasing. So I'm not an accountant, but those are a few things that I can tell you that worked for us.
Okay, great. So hopefully that helps,
Oh, we got to
Marina.
have a giveaway today too, Kels. We never even talked about it.
Okay,
So
so let's
you
talk
can
about
figure
it.
that one out.
Is it going to be the usual?
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of people on. We typically give away poor Affalabi, one of three different products from Affalabi that we think are really great for the listeners. So that's Tariff Terminator, which is a $400 value. The inventory listing or
Management.
inventory management, that's $400 for a month. So you get a month free. You can cancel after that, or you get a pallet free of charge for a year. So I think that would be good for today. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it up. So you guys know the drill. It's please write hashtag Wheel of Kelsey to get your choice of any of those three products. You have to pick one of three of those services. And yeah, put that over in the comment sections and we'll give it a spin at the end. We should probably throw it over to a sponsor read too, but we'll be back with more questions. We got Luke's question and Claudia's coming up next. So see you in just a few seconds.
All right.
I want to thank Jeff Schick Legal for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. You've probably heard on the podcast about Amazon suspensions. They're very real. It can happen at any time. And when it does happen, how do you get out of it? How does the little guy like you and me get out of these suspensions without paying an arm and a leg in legal fees? This is where Jeff Schick Legal is here to help. For a very low monthly retainer, for only $89, get access to Amazon attorney Jeff Schick. That's right. You can sit back, relax, enjoy that cup of coffee while listening to the Lunch with Norm podcast, knowing that you have an advocate and a partner in your business success. But wait, just mention Lunch with Norm and receive 50% off the first 2 months. Get the protection you need and visit jeffschick.com today. That's JEFFSCHICK.com. Now let's get back to the show.
And that's
All
somebody
right.
else we got to get back, hopefully on a webinar or something, is Jeff Schick. That service, that subscription service, is the only kind I know of in the market. I've never heard of it, and for $89 a month, and any listener gets 50% off the first two. But what a great deal! I wish I knew about. I only heard about his service, and I thought that was crazy when we went to Mexico last year. But we should get him on for a webinar too. Okay,
Yeah.
so
We got a couple questions here.
Yep.
Okay, from Luke. I had a great meeting with Lauren Petrula from Mongoose Media a couple of days ago.
She's awesome.
We just had her on, and I think Luke was that from the giveaway. I think it was. But she gave some great ideas and some homework to create some reels for ads. Before I turn them into ads, would it be okay to post them in the Facebook group and ask for feedback?
Absolutely. If you're
It's a great
okay with
idea.
that, Luke, that I'm fine with that. Kelsey's fine with that. We'd love that. This is what I like about our community. A lot of people would be afraid to share that. Luke, you've got a great product. I love to see what you come up with. I'm sure if Lauren dropped a few hints, they're going to be awesome.
I know she's like a machine gun
She is.
with her tips. It's just like one after the other after the
Look
other.
at when she got off the phone or off the podcast, right? We went on with her, and we asked her a question. It was like bang, 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 bang. It was just
We literally had it probably an hour and a half conversation after the podcast. Like
yeah.
it was a long day.
She's
but
awesome.
we love Lauren, and
We do.
yeah, just a shout out to Mongoose Media. She's incredible. So yeah, anyone too, if you guys have questions, if you guys want to take screenshots of even like your listings and stuff and just ask for a review, we get the Beard Nation's advice on it. Feel free to. We just don't want any like spamming, of course, or like just
we'll
blatant promotion of services. And
there's been certain people who have been banned immediately because of certain posts. Sometimes you get a second chance when it's by accident. But yeah, if you're coming into our group, we want to protect our group. Put it that way.
Yep.
Knowledge and education.
All right. So from Claudia, hi from Calgary, everyone. What are your favorite sources of external ad platforms to advertise on to send external traffic to Amazon? Also, can we use the brand referral bonus when selling in the US as a Canadian corporation?
I don't know. That's a good one. I'm not sure about the selling into or using the brand referral program from Canada to the US. I'm not sure, but I can tell you about the different platforms. And one of the ones that we're testing out right now, as we speak, is Pinterest. We we talked with Gaur Chaudhry about a month ago, and he got me all excited about Pinterest. And then Lauren just put the cherry on the cake, and we've been doing. I don't know if you know this, Kels, but over with some of the brands, we've been going on to Pinterest and posting, trying to build it up. Hopefully, we'll do that with Lunch with Norm. It's one of these last frontiers that you don't really think about, but is supposed to be very effective. And according to Lauren, that's where she's spending a lot of time. But that is definitely an area now that we're looking at. TikTok is still a great platform. YouTube is an area. Instagram is an area. What do you think, Kels? What has been really effective for us or for some of the brands?
Well, this is specifically ad platforms. I've been focusing more on organic, so I don't think I could speak specifics.
Okay, so TikTok for sure, the ad platform there. Even like WhatsApp, you could sneak. Not a lot of people are targeting WhatsApp, but any of those I just mentioned are definitely areas that you can take a look at. And what was I just going to say? Don't forget, let's say that you have, this is a good one. This really isn't out there. But let's say that you're into travel, Howard, or if you're into PPE, Marcia, or kitchen, or all of these things, different niches. Find a podcast that talks about it. Sponsor the podcast.
And Andrew just let us know that Brazil got sent home. That's crazy. I saw it was 0-0 and
thanks. I recorded that, so now I don't have to watch it. Thank you.
Perfect. There you go. All right. Cool. Let me see. We do have another question from Ionit. How can I share with you my listing for review privately?
Yeah, just all you need to do is just DM me with the listing. No problem.
Okay, great. And I think that's it for questions as of right now. We've got just a few minutes left. So last call for questions before we wrap things up.
You can always talk about something else.
Yeah. So let me just add in the last couple of Wheel of Kelsey's, and if you can go on another rabbit hole, that'd be great.
Okay. So first of all, this is all ad lib today. So, if we're kind of pausing, at least I'm not in the fetal position. But, when a guest doesn't show up on a live podcast, you got to do this. And if this would have been one of my first episodes, oh my gosh, you wouldn't be seeing my face because I'd be on the ground shaking. But let's talk about fourth quarter. So I think it's important. We've passed now Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We want to keep the speed going up. What do you want to do? How are you going to promote your sales? One of my clients contacted me and said, should we take a price from like $90 and bump it up? And at first he was talking about decreasing the price. I said, no, wrong way to go. let's bring it up. So this was a $90 product. We brought it up to 125. And you don't, this is buying season. So Tim Jordan and I, we talked about this with some of our products where the price goes up. Now I can't do that with soap. People are only going to pay so much with it, but I'll go in and I'll check out my 3 tiers. I talk about that a lot. You've got the usually Chinese manufacturers or new people coming into the marketplace that are afraid to mark up their price. So those are the lowest tier. Dead Sea Mud, $6.98 to $14. Then you've got that second tier where the average seller is Dead Sea Mud, 24 to 44. There's prices in between the tiers, but those are where they mostly fall into. And that's usually a solid base, but you're making, if you're doing this properly, anywhere from 3 to 4 times cost of goods. Where you want to, especially during the selling season, if you can, take a look at where that higher tier is, the 3rd tier. And if your listing has that perceived value, if your packaging has that, if your customer experience has that, because you get a return or you'll get a really bad review. If you can match the quality, keep your price up. People are going to buy product. This is buying, until I see a different trend. And it can't be a $10 or $20 product. It should be a higher product because usually, like for me, soap, there's an absolute envelope. I'm maxed out right now with what I think I can buy. I can bundle it together sell. I can bundle it together and try to sell it. And that's cool. Maybe with a soap dish, maybe with a 3-pack, maybe with a 5-pack. But these are things that you can do. You have to make sure that if you're sticking with your price or raising your price, like we're raising that price by, $30, $40, and we're monitoring it for a week and a half. And it's not up until Christmas. We're monitoring that and playing with it till around the mid-January. And we're already looking for, so you've got your holiday sales on, but then you got February. So you've got Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day. What are you going to be doing for that? And try to plan that out as well. And when you're planning those out, even for January, have your post-holiday sale where you can send out to your mailing list if you've done that, or to your followers if you are doing posts or live, and let them know that you're doing a pre-January or a post-holiday sale. And it might be 5%, it might be 10%, it might be a BOGO, something like that. And that'll keep the flow of traffic going. Don't worry if you're new and you see the traffic continue up until January 15th, and then you start to peter off. The reason for that is gift card sales. And, from January 15th on for the next few months, unless you're doing something to drive traffic, your sales should drop. But if you're planning campaigns throughout, then you're not going to drop that far into the valley. Your goal is to try to plateau the sales, and then during the holidays, at least if you have a holiday product like I do, Feb is going to be my next one for Valentine's Day, then the next one, then the next one. Have a calendar and plan a couple months ahead. I hope that wasn't too much. And by the way, I know we're getting close to the time. Hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, and tag 2 people, and you'll be entered in today into today's draw. Okay, Kelsey, we have any other questions or comments?
We've got one more question from Claudia. All right. Have you had Steve Cho from My Wife Quit Her Job e-commerce channel on the podcast before? He seems like he knows a lot of tips and tricks, and that would be helpful.
He has been. So if you want to check it out, check out a podcast that we did with Steve. I've been on his podcast as well. So yeah, such an interesting guy. Really like working with Steve and talking with him because he has a different approach than I have in some areas, and we're a lot the same in other areas. But really great guy, great podcast.
I don't think he's been on the podcast before.
Steve's been on the podcast before. I'm pretty sure of it.
I do the booking.
Steve hasn't?
I've never met Steve before, so that would be interesting
Okay,
if he's.
so reach out. I thought we had Steve on.
We have not. So yeah, we'll definitely get him on.
Yeah, awesome
Cool.
guy.
All right. So I think we're pretty much at the tail end of this. Marcia says, "You guys rock, and this was a fun format today. Have a great weekend, everyone." Thank you, Marcia. Glad you enjoyed today's session. We're kind of, having some improv. We're just playing around today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the Q&A session and got some
How do
value
you
out of
like
it.
Kelsey's beard? That's the question of the day. Look at that.
It's coming a little thicker. I'm really proud of my mustache so far, but the beard, I'm gonna give it like maybe a couple more weeks to see if it fills out anymore, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, it's been quite the experience so far. Okay, so any last questions before we get going? Should we throw it over to a sponsor?
Oh yeah, that's fine. And then we'll get right
All
to
right.
it.
Here we go.
A big thank you to our sponsor, Post Purchase Pro, the only complete A to Z done for you real email and text marketing service built specifically for Amazon sellers. Post Purchase Pro creates all of your digital assets 100% for you, from marketing inserts, complete sales funnels, email follow-up sequences, and weekly email promotions. They manage and optimize everything for you to drive more sales, get higher ranking, and receive more reviews on Amazon. So check out Post Purchase Pro now to see if you too will see enormous growth like their nearly 500 clients worldwide. That's Post Purchase Pro at postpurchasepro.com/lunch.
All right, we are back.
All right. From Marsha. Okay, I've always been a Kelsey Beard fan. Thank you so much. Claudia says Diet Gray. That would be fun. Should do that for Halloween next year.
Yeah, and shave your head.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over to the Wheel of Kelsey and yeah, enjoy everyone.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. I believe I did get everyone. There's no late people. We got Brian. Okay, just double checking. I think Brian. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these up, give us a spin, and see who today's winner is. All right, and it looks like it is. Brian just
right on
sneaks it in.
All right, Brian.
That's probably the closest it's ever been. Congratulations, Brian. You know what to do. Just reach out to me so I don't forget. And yeah, congratulations. And we do the Wheel of Kelsey every single podcast. So make sure you come back for Monday's episode if you didn't win, or if you did win,
We've
you can
had some
enter
great
again.
ones recently too. Really
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So like we said before, if you do have any comments, questions about Lunch with Norm, or even just people you'd like to see on the podcast, let us know. You can always email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com. And I know I've been a little slow on replying to some Facebook messages. Just been crazy time with our new project. So I will be getting back to everyone
Are you been working
shortly.
on
What, the Lunch with Norm deals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on it, a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, surprisingly. All right,
Okay.
but I think
There's
that's
a
it.
little dull dead air there for a second. Okay, so really, thanks for joining today. This happens once in a while. Some life happens to us, to guests. I hope you enjoyed the format today. we'll try to do this, just even when we have time and we can actually set out a formula for an AMA so we can get a set group of questions. That's also an awesome format. We've had a lot of success with that. But anyways, thank you so much for joining. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I know I can speak for Kelsey. We have an awesome community. You guys always show it when we're in the room. Even today with Luke, who does that stuff in a lot of other communities. So we really appreciate you, and we could never do this without you. So thank you so much, and we will see you on Monday.
Lunch with